In this episode, you're going to see me making something that I really need. You can see our driveway back here is kind of rough. The driveway gets bad like that when it rains. So what I came up with was something that I'd heard somebody talk about and did a little research, and I thought, well, I can do that. And that's this right here. What that is, it's off a hitch off of a Dodge pickup truck that I got rid of, and it's basically that just slides right into the receiver of any truck, and you can pull this down the driveway. This is what it looked like. I round out the two welding points here and here, and then pulled them off and rotated those side blades upside down. What I've got, these brackets here were actually welded way out here on the end. I cut off the welds and then slid them in, and slid that one in, and drilled a 1-inch hole here and on the other side, so that this bucket, this drag for the driveway, could be hooked into it. And what I've done is this side over here is welded, whereas this side there's just a plate that is welded on the back side, back over here, so that I can slide this on and off when I want to take the blade on or off. And then here's a receiver that the end was cut off, and then two holes drilled in, so it'll pin here and pin there. Then this, you can see there's a hook on there that comes up and over, and then latches back down there. What that does is when I crank up on this, that lifts the bucket off of the ground. My problem here is it's kind of dangerous, because when you operate the winch, what happens is you have to push a little button on the bottom side here, and if you do it wrong, this thing will just drop, and if your foot's under it, your foot's under it. So I'm going to change out this system anyway. I want the winch down here. So what I'm going to do is put that winch, which is actually a worm gear, and I'll take it out of the box here and show you what the difference is. This is the worm gear. You can see right here the way this connects up to the, I don't know if you can see that as well or not, but instead of just two cogs touching each other, this has a gear that makes that roll a whole lot easier. And the thing I like about this is it stays put and in place when you let go. It, just because of the forces, it does not allow this to spin, whereas a regular gear like what's on that, it'll just spin. What I need to do is tighten this up a little here, because this is a little loose here, but and then this will attach on here, just attach on here. Chain's going to come directly from here, the cable, and it come with a cable. It's going to go over the top of here so that it's not rubbing on here. But that's what I'm going to work on. That's what I'm going to try to figure out. Now I'm going to have to probably take these, I'm going to have to probably drill back here a little further to drop this bucket down a little. Right now, when I tried it out, it's too much of an up angle, and the blade itself doesn't have any bite. It actually bounces across the top of the gravel. So that's one of the things I've got to fix. But this is just all an idea running in my head with
I had to buy this, but Harbor Freight. But for what it's worth on me on this whole setup, it's pretty inexpensive. I had another one from off a boat, but it was just the cogs, two cogs together, and this one's going to work better. They're set close to the same. Problem is, now this bracket, which extends way out here, this point is going to get in the way, so then the bucket can't lift up, because there's also, see the lip on the other side? That's on the back side of this one too. So I'm going to have to trim that on the bottom just so that this bucket can go down. I'm also going to need to drill a hole right here because I need to put a bolt right there that'll go all the way through, and that'll keep that from wiggling or jerking around sideways. I'll just put a pin in there like you would for a trailer or something like that, or even a bolt if I wanted to, and that should work. I'm going to drill this side, take it off, turn it over, and then drill the other side to get that hole in there. Then I'll start working on the winch. Perfect hole. See? That makes it look like a good welder. Come out nice. So now that the holes, that these holes drilled. I think I will weld it right there. I can weld down in the hole, weld across the edge, weld here and here. I think I like that. Okay, what I wanted to show you here was, you can see I've got a bolt here. I took the pin out that had the crank and put a grade 8 bolt in there, and that goes all the way through and is, you can't tell, and that can't move. It won't come out of there. And you see that this comes up and over, and there's a collar on the top of this in this pin, and that is so that it can, that collar will rotate as the crank with the drill is going on there. You also see on the way this is done, it goes up and over here, comes straight off and comes up and over, and does get hooked back on that, like that. And the way this is set up, there's a pin here. That's because there's a pin here, and that's because this can come off and slide off of here. Then I can just push it that direction off of that other pin. And to keep this bucket from jumping forward as you're dragging it, of course if you go fast, has a tendency, it can bounce up off the rocks. To keep it going forward and too far, there'll be a pin right here. You can see there's a hole right there already, and that's where the pin goes, so that it can't go too far forward. But this is what it looks like, all done, completed. But I just really wanted to give an overview. I tightened this up really good. I put a different bolt in here. That was a grade 8 bolt in there, so I replaced that bolt, and I replaced this bolt. All those modifications were simple, and I made sure that these teeth were tight. When I tightened this down, the worm gear is tied up against the cog here. So, but anyway, that's a completed project, and hope you like it. This is removable, but I'm thinking about welding that on there permanently, because I really have no other need for it for anything else. And that's what it looks like.